Good evening, hello, and a very warm welcome to our 10th Arts Canteen in conversation with a very distinguished guest tonight. It is Brahim El Mazned that I've known for too many years. In fact, I met with Brahim, I think it was 10 years ago, in Copenhagen when he first moved into this world of professionalism, although Brahim himself has a journey of 25 years of experience in the music scene in Morocco and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted today to present you 1 hour of a sincere and frank and honest conversation with Brahim El Mazned. Brahim, welcome and good evening to you.
Thank you very much, Aser. Thanks to Arts Canteen staff for the invitation, and great to see you.
Thank you so much. I know it has been a very busy day for you today. I know you've just finished a live interview with two musicians. They've just launched their album, and one of them is a great friend, Faraj Sulaiman. And this show was live for the Al Thaqafi in Beirut. So I'm delighted, I'm grateful that you're giving us more of your time today. Thank you so much, Ibrahim.
It's a pleasure. It's a Palestinian day, so I had this wonderful meeting with Faraj Sulaiman and Majd and with Mawlid Thaqafi staff. It was great. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I know, Brahim, that you are involved in too many projects. I know, you have been in this journey for a very long time. Today, I want just to reflect onto this journey and give a little bit of an insight to our viewers and audience who are always fascinated by the characters and personalities that we represent and interview and have them on our show. Today, this conversation will be around too many topics, but I will start, if I may, with the harmony of cultures in Morocco. This is a beautiful, diverse, big country with multicultural ethnicities, languages, and indeed music is playing a major part in the structure of the society. Tell me about this harmony in Morocco, please, Brahim.
Of course, Morocco is one of the oldest country in the world, and with a very huge diversity of ethnicity, of nature, of because of its historical thing, and also because of the geography. So many civilizations comes for a long time to Morocco. We are 14 kilometers from Southern Europe, and we are an African country, and also with Arabic culture, Jewish culture, with a very amazing and very old Berber tradition. So it's with all this ethnicity, we, especially with the Berber, with Amazigh culture, we have another report. We have another report with the culture and with the public space. So we have this relationship with the culture is not indoor, is outdoor. For example, many music tradition in Middle East, they are in the salons, but in Morocco the music is in open air, especially.
That's right.
And it gives a rhythm to our life. So, for example, when from the spring till the end of the summer, you have many traditional events. We say museums or weddings, or a lot of events where music is in the heart. And the music, especially in the villages, we have a very different relationship with the public space. So because of this old Berber tradition. So, and we have another tradition completely different, where women are in the heart of the tradition, is in the desert of Morocco. We have another relationship with the public space and with the social events. So culture is in the heart of our social traditions, and of course it influences also the young generation of artists who are working on another urban tradition. So that's why culture in Morocco is in rhythm our life, even in the rural region. So to report with the nature, report the relationship between women and men, between artists with the nature, with the, with our social rhythms. So
Yeah.
usually, even for hundreds of years, when the rivers, of course, in the winters, uh, cultural traditions are a little bit looked down because of the weather. But when the rivers are a little bit, we can cross them, because at that time we
Yeah,
don't
of
have.
course, of course.
Uh,
So,
so
so the demographics and the landscape is part of the making of the music and the culture in Morocco, as well as the, the multi-ethnicity of these cities and towns and villages. And I guess Moroccan people are young today. Don't you think that the majority of the inhabitants in Morocco are on a young age?
of course, most of Moroccan people are younger. More than 40% of our population now are less than 35 years. So, of course, this generation, they have another, they're born in another world. And of course, now we, all of us, we live in a small village in the world. So
Yes.
so we have a new uh, um, opinion of life. We have a new music
Scene.
thing. So, for example, the rap in Morocco, urban scene, hip hop scene, is very developed, because this young generation developed this music, and they are, of course, very update of all what happened around the world regarding hip hop, regarding
Yeah.
electro, regarding many things. So this generation, of course, and they have reason to be update, and to discover a
And they are
new.
following the trend, and they are part of the collective.
And of course they produce a new sound. Probably many of them, they go to the old tradition to bring some stuff from that, and to produce something completely different of things we can see in Europe and in Western
Mm.
countries.
So they are
So
very much inspired by the tradition, and they working their way into the contemporary. So it is
of course
really developing all the time.
they're very inspired, and also they work with the other people around the world, because now when you produce a track, when you produce a music, you can invite people from all over the world to
Yeah.
join the experience, and you
Yeah.
can You can add the music from, I don't know, from another musician in New York or in London or in Paris, and you can mix it in another place in the world, and you do the master in another place. And for example, English people, they are very good in the mastering. For example, I know many artists who send their music to England for the mastering, for example. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, and it's very important to have this
collaborate.
The collaboration, to have this opportunity to work with the other artists
Other
and
musicians.
other musicians around the world. That's
in 2014. In 2014, Brahim, you decided to establish today the biggest music expo in Africa and the Middle East. And this inspiration came as piling up years and years of experience, witnessing what's happening around the world. And you took the risk as Brahim El Mazned to develop this project and bring the world with it to Morocco. What was the inspiration, if I may ask, about Visa for Music?
Well, I had a chance to travel around the world and to visit amazing places around the world, and to visit many music conference and showcase festival around the world, from Melbourne in Australia to Bogota in Colombia to Salvador to Salvador de Bahia in Brazil, and many events in Europe. And but in Africa, we don't have a lot of big music showcase conference. We have many initiatives in some countries where I've been, also in South Africa, in Kenya, in Western Africa. And I think
in Senegal and Mali, I remember, yes.
Yeah, but we don't have a very amazing, very big a conference where professionals from Africa, from Middle East, and from all over the world can join us. And from our region, southern Mediterranean, where Arabic speaking countries, we don't have no one. So that's why I start to talk with my colleague to develop a platform here in Rabat where all these people can join us, African people from Arabic speaking countries, of course, Western colleague, to join us to discover a new generation of artists. In Europe, probably many programmers, they don't take a look on what's happened in modern and urban African music. They are still looking. They continue still to ask about traditional
classical music,
music, because they don't want to see what's happened with this new generation of artists who are in electro, who are in hip hop. So the idea is to open this platform to this generation of artists also, who are completely in, and they are up to date on what's happened around the world. Not only bringing even a classical or a traditional musician, they are also welcome. But the idea is not to show only these traditions from our continent. But the idea is also to show to the world the new generation of African and Middle Eastern artists. And we do also mini training for a part of some new generation of colleagues who want to start to develop a project in Western or Eastern African country, even in North Africa or Middle East. We organize many conferences, we organize meetings and speed datings between generation between professionals from
Yeah.
here and from around the world.
Yeah, that's amazing, Ibrahim. And I was one of these people who were privileged to be at Visa for Music in Rabat twice, in fact. And I was very impressed by the number of people, especially the local musicians and artists. It is very vibrant. It's very intense with local musicians who comes to this Visa for Music to learn and to meet and to network with the outside world, plus all the neighboring countries. And I think it's a beautiful and magical kind of celebration, if you like, with all of these communities coming together. But the question now is, because I'm sure lots of my friends, audience, and viewers would be asking, how do you manage with these very difficult circumstances now? What is your latest thinking and strategy and policy towards COVID and this new era?
Well, first, regarding Visa for Music, the idea is to bring people from Maghreb and Mashraq. This
Yeah,
people before, they don't talk a lot. We've been here in North Africa, especially in the Maghreb country. We've been here as like a consumer. We have a lot of Oriental music, but in Oriental region they don't know nothing about this this region. The idea
yeah,
is to know more each other. Of course,
mhm,
here in North Africa, especially in the Maghreb region, we speak Arabic, but we speak a lot of French. And
yeah,
in the MENA region, we speak Arabic, but people speak a lot of English. So,
yeah,
that's why the idea is to bring this the professional from the
outside.
MENA region to our region to discover this new generation of artists of the vibe, to discover our festivals, to
Mm,
discover dynamic here, especially with the alternative music, because we know most of the professional knows the pop music, but they don't know the other discipline, other urban music. And the idea is to have this platform to show this generation of the cultural activists. Yeah.
that's amazing. And Ibrahim, have you been affected as a music expo with the pandemic? I'm sure, I know that, for example, the Cortage Festival announced their postponed this week for the festival. I'm not comparing them with the situation in Morocco, but definitely this is something very concerning and very worrying. How are you planning to cope with this pandemic? What is your policy?
Of course, we had a very bad period, like more than 1 year. But of course, it's not only we, but all of
The whole
our
world,
colleagues
yeah.
around the world. The cultural sector was affected by the pandemic, and it's not finished yet. So
Mm.
everyone discovered that the culture is the only thing who give us a little hope in our lives. So everyone knows that the culture we should do something with. Anyway, well, I try with my staff to continue even with this sanitary situation. Many of our colleagues, they stopped because they couldn't continue because support goes to other sectors, social
Yeah.
sector, sanitary sector, etc. But we organized an amazing digital festival
Online.
online last November. So
Yes.
it was an amazing edition. We had like 2 million people who
Viewers.
follow viewers, and we discovered something very important, that a new generation of audience join us, because this new generation, generation join Visa for Music, probably because of the they are more linked to digital. So
Yes.
it's very important. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And Brahim, in terms of the livelihood and the economical side of story, um, do you have like a special commissions for Visa for Music? Do you have special residencies that is provided for artists? Is this something you are exploring or you are developing in the program for the next year or so?
Well, we are in this period very well. We live with hope, so we are working now with my staff, preparing the next edition in November.
Yeah.
Of course, we received many applications, hundreds of
Yes.
applications. So every one of us is in hope to be back to
Normality.
the normal life. Of course, next edition of Visa for Music, we will organize it live and digital. Probably the borders still will be still closed for some countries.
Yes. Like
So
Britain.
now, of course, so we should live with this
Oh, oh. So Brahim, the next edition is going ahead half half, half physical, half digital.
yes, next
Okay,
edition will be, yeah.
that's great news. I'm so pleased, and I'm sure the people in the neighboring country. We know that the African music scene is vibrant, is rich, is very creative. It's amazing how you manage to accommodate all of these incredible talented artists, and mainly I think, if I'm not mistaken, mainly music coming from Africa in most of the showcases. Am I right here?
Well, this pandemic was with this pandemic, we discovered how fragile is our sector, how it's not easy for our artists to live with the music. And of course, we discovered a new generation of artists who produce in their, especially auto-produced artists who can produce amazing things even with the pandemic. Of course, after this period, we will discover a new generation of
Of
artists, and we should,
of artists
and
with a
of
new
course,
genre that the pandemic has been affecting their work and genres.
and we should pay attention of the generation of artists who are, of course, many of them, they are very young, and they are very talented because they produce their own stuff. They are sometimes they are just two or three artists, and we should pay attention to this generation of artists. Of course, we will also lose some some artists because they couldn't continue with this digital this digitalization. So
Yes.
So we should also pay attention to this generation.
Absolutely.
We don't
So,
need to
so
lose them.
and yeah, so in this initiative, Brahim, you are trying your best to facilitate even the infrastructure for this artistic gathering, which I think it is very challenging. It can be sometimes.
Of course, that's why we produce, for example, an amazing anthology regarding this Berber music, because this generation of artists, big part of them, they are not linked to digital stuff, etc. That's why we defend the idea to produce this amazing job with around 100 artists to produce this album. There are 10 albums and 2 books inside, Arabic
Yeah,
and Arabic, French, and English. And we produce with this amazing, wonderful people, this amazing job, this amazing anthology.
yeah,
It was great. So because also a source to a new generation of artists who want to develop uh, a new sound, even inspired from this work. So
yeah.
so we
I,
and of course at Visa for Music you can have an amazing hip hop artist who
yes,
produce a new sound. So we have this. We work with. We pay tribute to all generation of amazing artists from Aita, from Ruwais, from traditional music, and we pay very big
yeah.
attention to a new artist of in hip hop, in electro, etc.
So this new publication, the anthology by Rue Arroways, I think it is important that we highlight this when it's shed a light on the Amazigh culture. And I think what you did, Ibrahim, is reviving these old traditions and bring it to life again for people to be able to look through this window. I think this is an asset, and it's an incredible job that you've done. And definitely, we should, with my colleague Aaron later, we need to put the full details in the side of the show so people can access the link to the book and they can buy it and download it or purchase it or whatever. I think this is a very important publication. So thank you for this very much, Brahim. Brahim, I want to shift a little bit the conversation now and go to Tamita festival. And I'm not sure what is the size of this festival. I know it's one of the biggest, but but whole of the festival scene in Morocco in the last 25 years, I guess, it was vibrant and it attracted, if I'm not millions of young people to come and attend, and this adventures for too many musicians, and this is where they showcase their work and they become a brand of their own and become slowly and gradually famous, and they made it or they are in mid careers. Can I find more about how you were inspired by this as well, please?
Well, it's an amazing festival. We start on 2004, like 18 years ago, in Agadir, in the south of Morocco.
Yeah,
And we start this festival with wonderful and amazing artists from the region, from Agadir and Sousse, which is
yeah,
a city and a region with a very huge, amazing Amazigh culture. So we speak
yeah,
Amazigh over there. But we invite at the same festival amazing artists from all over the world to join us, from
mhm,
Arabic country like Marcel Khalifi or amazing reggae artists, Latino and European artists. We had very headliners artists, but also a very and very unknown artists from around the world and from, of course, the region. And the public who comes to the festival very curious to discover this artist. It's not a festival of headliners names. Even we have amazing big names like UB40 or Jimmy Cliff and Carlinhos Brown, big names. But even that, people comes to the festival not for the names, but for the atmosphere, for the ambience we have. So every day we have more than 100,000 people comes from all over Morocco and around to join the festival, and we have like 500,000 people who comes every year to join this event. I know many people who take their holidays for these 4 days and comes to for this vibe. And the festival from that time till the COVID situation, we have 3 big stages. Of course, we have also many small events around, but these 3 big stages are the same from that time till
now.
And we have the same people from that time till now. So we close, for example, sometimes the authority closed the city because it's difficult to find a place to put your car because people comes to this festival. And the idea is to give tribute to this amazing Amazigh culture, and of course to bring amazing artists from all over the world to this city and to Morocco to show them to the generation of audience. And many of foreigners, foreign artists comes for the first time to Africa, and that's why this it's one of the amazing festival in the world.
Yeah, I've just spotted one of the questions, Brahim, from the viewers. You can see it as well. It's from Dubai's Silicon Oasis walk talk sessions with Jules, and they're just basically asking how they can join. He's British, by the way. Is there a process where people can apply, or there is maybe we can guide them to where to go, or is there an application form online, or what is the process so they know? Thank you.
Well, for Visa for Music, people can apply from the January 15 to April 15 every year. So we have 3 months for the applicant to send their proposition, and we choose every year a jury coming from 5
different parts of the world.
From Morocco, from North Africa, from Western Africa, from Eastern Africa, French speaking, English speaking, and one from MENA region, so from Middle East. So we have this, and the jury, we change the jury every year. So the jury changed every year. And then, of course, we receive a lot of application, from 500 to 1,000 application every year, which gives a lot of work to our jury.
Yeah.
But we choose the jury choose amazing artists to join us every year. For Timita, of course, you can send our artists or managers or bookers can send the application through our website, festivaltimita.ma. And for Visa for Music, it's visaformusic.com.
Yeah. So my colleague Aaron will be kindly sharing all of this after the talk. Maybe we can put it under the YouTube link so people can perhaps go and find more information about the application process. But this is really interesting. Thank you very much. And there is also a question that you've seen, Brahim, which is about how do you define the musical language in Moroccan culture? I'm a vocalist and my art reflects the stories of culture that shown in art exhibition, spoken word, is everything adding melodies. So basically the question is, how do you define the music language in the Moroccan culture?
Well, as I said before, Morocco is a country of music, and we produce here a very amazing diversity of music around Morocco. But also, it's a country where artists from around the world can come to perform, to meet artists, to take sound, to record, and to do meetings like at Visa for Music. For example, I invite the artists to join us at Visa for Music to do speed dating and to meet wonderful people, programmers from festivals, artists, producers. And I think it's Visa for Music is one of the platform
Yeah.
very
And
important.
maybe we need to remind Brahim, with your permission, maybe we need to remind people that Visa for Music is also a fair where journalists meet publishers, producers, labels, festivals, promoters, etc., etc. So I think this hub really is an interesting place to be in, and I would very much advise everyone who can go and experience for themselves this brilliant festival that is open and inclusive to everyone, and it's not only restricted by a certain border or a certain language or a certain continent. It's an open invitation for everyone to be part of this collective. And this is what Brahim has managed to do in the last few years. And we, as professionals and arts practitioners and curators, we are proud of your contribution, Brahim, to this work. It is an incredible journey that you've been on, and we very much admire it. Anyway, so my
Merci.
colleague Brahim, my colleague Aaron will be able to share some of essential links to the website and the handles of the social media in a little bit. But I want to go to the UNESCO, Brahim. What's
Yeah.
happening there? You've been appointed until 22, if I'm not mistaken, in the expertise bank.
Well, I'm a member with the UNESCO expertise bank for this coming years.
Yes.
We do a lot of work in development of capacity, in exchanging ideas, in defending the heritage, and we have a lot of projects, not only in Morocco but also in the around the world. And many of this, my colleague and also UNESCO staff do amazing job, especially in this pandemic. We organize a lot of Resiliart, which is a wonderful platform of debate, suggesting ideas, exchanging projects, etc. It was amazing. It's a very huge initiative done by UNESCO. We also organized on April 30 an amazing project regarding women in jazz, and we developed a huge concert and debates, and we invite a lot of women in jazz, around 40 ladies to join the event. It was a big success, and it stays like 1 week at the UN website, un.org, for 1 week, which is a big, which is it's a big honor for us. We organize
Yeah.
also a meeting with the Tunisian artists and Moroccan artists for that date. Also, we have a lot of projects. We developed also. We've done a training for 12 band here in Morocco, and we record for them an album with at Studio Hiba with the support of UNESCO, and
Yeah.
we have a lot of amazing
Yes,
project for this for this
I
coming
can
month.
see this. Actually, Ibrahim, as we described this conversation, it's
Yeah.
very open and sincere. I'm sure there is lots of questions are going in the heads of people, and they are curious to find more about your work and your colleagues' work, which is, it's a brilliant contribution to organization that you manage to hold and to develop and to grow in the same time. And because you are one of these people who bring people together, I'm gonna bring into the conversation the Anya and the connection between this charity and the Visa for Music. So Anya, I think, is the umbrella of the festival. Is this
Yes.
right?
Yeah, that's it. Anya, you can. I invite our audience to take a look on it on our website www.anya.africa.
Yes, it's here. It's here.
Yeah, it's here. So we organize a lot of things, but everything we do is linked to the music. So we organize training. We develop the edition of music. We
Yes.
organize with Anya. We organize Visa for Music. At the beginning, Anya was built to organize only Visa for Music, but uh, but 3 or 4 years later,
Later.
we
Yeah.
start to develop also some project in addition. We just buy also a mobile stage because we want to bring culture and music to some places where the music is where live music is not very developed. The idea is to bring this stage to develop some live performance after this crisis, after this pandemic, to
Yes.
go to another places and organize events in
Mm.
small cities and probably in small villages also. So we
Yeah.
develop a lot of things links to music. Even we develop also some project with the kids. We try to bring a musician to some schools. We organize, we record music from the whole Morocco. We develop also some showcases
Yes.
around the world, especially in Africa,
Yeah.
etc. So we develop a lot of things. Of course, it depends. Our project depend
Yeah.
support we can have. So it depends on
So
on on on
yeah, that's
on
that's great.
strength we
Just
have. Yes.
for those, just for those who are very curious, I think the website is here in front of us. But also, I wanted to ask, because I would like to know, is so Anya is a charity. It's an NGO. It's a non-governmental organization.
No, it's our structure. It's our company.
Ah,
It's a company, but
it's a company.
it's a company organized like an NGO.
Okay. Okay. So it has a social vision.
It's have a very big social vision first,
Hmm.
yes, because we are
That
coming from NGO, but for a best organization, we develop it as a company.
Yeah, because of the legal structure and all of
Yeah,
this kind of thing.
of course,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing. Brahim, you
And we are
what?
independent.
Yeah, um, I know it is very strange question, but
Those.
you started at some point in the early stages to program for the Institut Français, I think, as you know, and I was wondering, how do you manage between all of these languages? Suddenly you are a guardian of the Amazigh culture in Morocco, but at the same time, you were working as head programming at the Institut Français, and then now you are, speaking to me in English, but at home and with friends and with neighbors, you speak in Arabic. This is for me fascinating.
It's crazy, but every day we speak the fourth language, because at home we speak Amazigh and we speak Arabic, of course, with my friend, and at my work we speak in French, and we speak in English, and of course Arabic. We have two languages. There's
الدارجة كمان.
classical Arabic and Darija. Of course, it's a little bit crazy, but we born with. Even my kids, they speak. Even they are very young, they speak 2 to 3 language a day. It's like this, and
so this diversity is enriching the soul.
Of course, now I prefer to speak even not very very good. I prefer to speak many languages than one. But
absolutely. But the music, what you do musically, I think, Brahim, also unite all of these people with the music, and I think this is really an interesting and fascinating fact about what you do and what you have been doing.
Of course, I choose to work in music business because when we are in life, we are showing the same way to the artists, and when we heard to the music, so it's so our main focus is music. I think the music is the best religion we have in the world.
Brahim, surely lots of incredible talented artists are watching, or they will be watching, Brahim El Mazned in this conversation with Arts Canteen, and surely they would like a few wise messages and advice about their career. What would you say to, for example, a 22 years old musician who's based today in the Middle East or in North Africa? What is the best way to develop and go forward as a producer, as a festival director, as someone who has 25 plus years of the making in the scene of the music?
Well, regarding my experience, I can suggest, because the generation we are completely even my staff, I have very young people who help me to discover this
new voices.
But if I have something to suggest them, just to open ears and eyes, because it's very important to discover what happened around the world. The second thing to develop to work with other people, not alone. It's very important to develop a very good network. And the third, just work hard. That's it.
And do you think the quality is a major part of the success?
Of course, but the artist cannot judge the quality. Others can judge.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
That's
so. So there is a race. There is a race in the quality. So they really should look also to produce something that stands, that is distinguished, that is different, that is of a quality.
But at that age, they should just develop the project. They don't need to do it as a professional stuff. Just to take a pleasure to do, to have a good vibe, to do a good music. In case it works, that's fine to have to do business with. But if you start if you start in culture just to do it as a business, I'm not sure it's a good way.
Yeah, that's very, very, very good advice, Brahim. Brahim, there is something also I'm curious about, and do you think that the Arab world has produce something different Arab after the Arab Spring? Do you think things has shifted in the scene with the music? Because I don't want really to call it, the word music, or it is under now the word music or under a certain genre. But do you think that 2011 has witnessed and see some changes to the music scene in the Arab world? Do you believe in this?
I think the amazing situation had in some Arabic countries gives to a new generation alternative artists another, because this generation was there in these countries, but people don't know about them because the media was focusing only on pop music and traditional music. So this generation of alternative artists in hip hop, in electro, uh, in this urban art artists, they didn't had enough space to be known.
Yeah.
Now, because of this situation, and also because of the media development we have this last 10 years, many of these artists was discovered. And of course, a platform like Visa for Music was like a window for them to be announced, to have opportunity to meet amazing people. We had an opportunity to invite a wonderful artist from for example from the region like Masroor Leila, Faraj Sulaiman, and another huge artist who are probably at that time was not very welcome in the big stages
Yes. But
in
now
Arabic.
they made it. They can.
Now they made it, which is great, which is
Yeah.
an amazing place. So today, of course, because of this turbulence, because of what we've seen, this part of this artist had more places, and of course, this crisis, because every time with the crisis, a lot of ideas and a lot of projects, artistic projects, born in visual
Yeah.
art, in theater, in performing arts like music, etc. So now we have a new generation of this alternative alternative production, which is
and
which
and
is which is
yeah, and the
great.
new, yeah, and the new scene and the new voices
Of course.
with it's all happening. That's really
And
fantastic.
also, don't forget a part of the diaspora who are very dynamic in London, in Berlin, in Paris, who produce because of the collaboration they have around them. They produce something very new, and it has a big echo in our region.
When Brahim El Mazned finished this meeting and this interviews, what he gonna do this evening to switch off and relax? Do you listen to a particular musician? Do you read a book? Do you stay with the family? Do you cook dinner? What is your best way of switching off for yourself, for your time?
Well, because I'm going for my work, going on Friday to Dubai, so I will take a little time to with my kids when I arrive at home.
Yeah.
Then I have I have to finish because I'm preparing a book. I should edit it this summer, and we are in the last details. I should take a look on it
Yeah.
before I leave. Then, then that's it. Thank you.
Brahim, I'm grateful. Surely, lots of our viewers are also interested and fascinated by this conversation. I know we don't have much time left, but I just want to bring the last question, which is, what is next for you, Brahim?
Well, every day we have many ideas, and thanks to my staff who helped me to develop these amazing ideas. I'm so happy because after this COVID, we are still alive. So it's
Yes,
amazing.
we are
It,
gifted and lucky and
yeah,
fortunate.
it's amazing to develop a project and to bring some happiness
To our
to
world.
our work and to our environment. So, well, I prepared this book for the next. I hope I will edit it by August at least,
Yeah.
and we will develop another anthology for the next year. Of course, we prepare visa for music,
Yes, of
and
course.
of course, I hope to have 1 week holiday this summer. and
Okay.
and we prepare
Yeah.
a lot of
Brahim, this is really very inspiring conversation. Thank you
yes.
so much for your time today. I know it has been a busy day for you, but we are delighted and we are privileged to have Brahim El Mazned with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Rabat, Morocco, and from London, Aser here, has been absolute pleasure to have you all. I finally would like to thank Aaron, the digital producer behind the scene. Brahim Al Mazned icons are on the screen. All of his organizations, Visa for Music and Anya, and kindly, Aaron, after this conversation, will be able to share the book anthology as well by the Ruwais that is recently came, which I think is very important publication to shed particularly a light on the Amazighi culture. So, Brahim El Mazned, thank you so much again. I wish you a pleasant evening, and thanks everyone for watching us today and joining the conversation. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Asa. Thank you, Arun. Thank you very
Bye.
much. Great to meet you,
Bye.
to see you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.